these arguments down here are great, but they fall short of the true, the comprehensive. Because comprehensive, therefore more true reasons. More comprehensive, more true reasons for protecting the ecosystem and stopping this oil terminal, right? And those reasons, the more comprehensive reasons they come from an enlightened, ecologically and biologically enlightened perspective that takes the really long-term view of millions of years, right? And an appreciation of the enormous range of value and meaning and significance that has emerged all by itself, autopoietically, right? So they say that's more, more enlightened and therefore more accurate. Yeah.
And that's why he falls under the Kantian and deontological argument, because he does say that this is a thing that we can know, and this is like an obligation.
Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. Fascinating, huh? They're non-consequentialists. The Neo-Humeans are still consequentialists, and the Neo-Kantians have renounced consequentialism. They still care. The Neo-Kantians would just, if you want to be a holistic, more than anthropocentric Neo-Kantian, then you would, your argument would rely very heavily on the observations of ecologists and biologists who have taught us about how the integrity of the ecosystem, our own health, and that would be just an anthropocentric reason, right? Our own health is dependent on the integrity of the ecosystem, but the health of the ecosystem is valuable without reference to anything human, too. Anyway. All right. Yeah, this is kind of difficult material, but I hope you appreciated Thomas Birch's essay. I hope, some of you should have realized, you should have drawn a breath of fresh air and, thought, wow, man, finally we're getting somewhere. In fact, one of our community members hasn't been here for a while. I'm kind of worried about him. I don't know what happened to him. I forget his name. It might have been David. Guy with a beard. He used to sit right over there. Anyway, he's really into the class, so I don't know what's going on with him, but anyway, he was a little bit, thinking that, we're too analytic, but we're over that now, right? And now the thing about environmental philosophy is that it engages at so many different levels, right? I mean, I could teach this class in all kinds of different incarnations, but it's called, in the course guide, of course, we call it environmental ethics. So that automatically kind of obligates me to teach it more as an ethics class. But I could teach it as an environmental epistemology class and focus on epistemological problems in our relationship with ecological wholes, right? How do we know what a healthy ecological whole is? That would be an epistemological question, right? And then I could also teach the class as an environmental aesthetics class, right? And we could have gone down that route a long time ago if we'd wanted to. And get more into Aristotelian virtue ethics, which is more about aesthetics too. And then we could also have spent a lot more time on social political philosophy, because obviously there are profound social political ramifications of an earth ethic that that is properly enlightened. Right? I mean, things are wrong. Socially and politically, things are way out of whack. And perhaps it's time to start including non-human entities, ecological wholes and wildlife in our social contract, right? When that, right? What is the proper relationship between government and community once we understand that community has to include ecological wholes? Right? We're all the fellow members of the biotic community. So anyway, I'm not sure how much work we've gotten done today. I hope we've gotten quite a bit done. But Thursday we'll continue with Thomas Birch, and I'm not sure exactly what more we'll do on Thursday. Does anyone have any questions? No? So, all right. Yeah, the Neo-Kantians, they the idea is that we have access to a noumenal realm, a realm of ideas wherein truth claims, including claims to moral truth or moral truth claims, can be verified with reference to an objective order, right? The Neo-Humeans reject all that. They say knowledge of the absolute nature, right? Knowledge of the type that the Neo-Kantians insist is possible is just not possible. It's foreclosed, right? And all we have is, really all we can worry about is whether or not, remember these guys are consequentialists, right? These guys say that we can identify the moral wrongness of an act by seeing whether or not it's consistent with the universal laws that pertain. And if we cannot universalize our action, in other words, take any action, let's just take an easy one, throwing garbage in the stream when you're really drunk, okay? I'm too drunk to, carry all these beer bottles up this bank, here, and I'm just going to chuck them in the river, right? So try to universalize that action, right? That's what that's the first move a Kantian would make. Can that action be universalized without horrific consequences of some kind or another? And the answer is no. If everyone followed that rule, right, you may throw your beer bottles in the river whenever you're too drunk to carry them up the bank. Okay, that's the rule, right? That's when you're really trying, that's where you're thinking, okay, I'm too drunk, man, I'm going to justify this. This one, if I'm ever really drunk like this, then it's okay, right? Anyway, if everyone did that, right, if you universalize that maxim, then we would end up just with trash everywhere, and everything would be so befouled and messed up that, so a good Kantian would recognize that we have moral obligations not to throw our trash in the river. Absolute moral imperatives, right? A categorical imperative, thou shalt not throw your trash in the river, right? We can universalize that. We can't universalize any other claim about trash throwing, right? The only claim we can universalize is don't do it, right? The minute we start wandering down, right, those serpentine paths of utilitarianism, then maybe, we can somehow find a way to justify, right? Well, when you're really drunk, man, I don't want to stumble and break the glass, and cut myself or something, so I'm just going to throw it in the river. Anyway, you see how all that works, right? The Neo-Kantians say, and the Neo-Humeans who say, no, man, all we can do is go on the basis of experience, and everyone knows that if trash accumulates in a river, it's bad for people, so, that's good enough for me. I don't need to claim some superior form of knowledge, right, to justify my moral rule. Anyway, but maybe the Neo-Kantians are onto something, though, okay? It does seem as though, why wouldn't there be an objective structure to morality? Why wouldn't there be? There's an objective structure to knowledge, isn't there? There's an objective structure to the rest of the world, right? Doesn't the world operate by universal regular laws? So, if we're inquiring about the moral dimensions of our relationships with each other or with non-human beings, isn't it plausible that those laws are somehow just as the laws, it doesn't matter what culture you come from. If you run full tilt at this wall, you're going to injure yourself really badly, right? There's something objectively true about the solidity of this wall, right? So why would we conclude that they're also, why would we just reject out of hand the notion that maybe there's something objectively ordered about morality too, okay? And that's what the Neo-Kantians are saying, and the Neo-Humeans are saying, no, we don't have access to it. Questionable metaphysical assumptions, no way. Anyway, all right, so I know today was a difficult class, and maybe Thursday will be a little bit easier. Thursday, I guess we'll just keep on the same track we're on. We'll see what I come up with. All right, so enjoy your Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for your attention, your patience. What you doing, bud? Get my body.
You're on the topic of review. I had a couple Stone questions. They're
Okay.
well out there. But Stone is Christopher Z. Stone, right? He's the one who wrote the...
Should trees have standing? One of our heroes.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant.
It's way ahead of its time, man. But,
He has a
yeah.
little clip on YouTube where he talks about it.
Really cool.
Yeah.
University of YouTube. It's the very best.
Well, he's in California still.
Yeah, I think he's still teaching there, yeah. But, you know, what would Birch say about his whole project?
Actually, to be honest, I haven't read Birch yet.
Well, I just wonder if old Birch is going to say, you know, you're just expanding the Imperium.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, he is trying to play within the rules, right? Isn't that what he's doing? That's what he's like, and he's trying to play within the legal system and keep that, like, operating. And that's kind of where I'm questioning. It's like,
he's taken us off the Anthro Reservation, too, a little bit.
well, if trees, in fact, do have standing, could he not sue, essentially, the ecological whole if a natural disaster occurs? Like,
No.
you don't. That would not be a possibility.
Well, no, just like you couldn't sue the comatose person either,
right.
or falling out of bed and landing on the nurse or something.
Right. That would make sense. Okay. And then, could one ecological whole hold another ecological whole accountable to each other? That's where I was kind of going. Huh.
Well,
The seeds spread a little bit. You have invasive plants now.
yeah. Well, that's why we have to separate moral agency from you know, I mean, the fact that an ecological whole has no moral agency doesn't...
And like, I'm cheating a little bit because I'm talking about legal legalities when you're talking about moralities.